All right, hello and welcome to Fit News. So before, when I go live through Zoom and then I have to connect to Facebook. And as I'm doing that, it asks, where do you want to connect to? And I have to say my private group. And I know that one of these times I'm going to just hit the wrong thing and show up in some other random group or be live on my timeline. So I have to kind of pay attention when I'm doing that. So anyway, here we are in the group. Ready for Fit News. We are on week 4 of the Tiny Habits Challenge. And I created this challenge to showcase the importance of tiny changes, of tiny habits, and the impact that small changes have in your life, whether that be your diet, your exercise, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's about the small changes. And if you saw my post earlier today from James Clear and his book, Atomic Habits, which again is, so right now I've got the book club with the Why We Sleep. And that will meet next Wednesday. There's still time to join me. But Atomic Habits was a great book. If you have not read it, I do highly recommend it. But just to review the quote that I posted this morning that I thought was really good by James Clear from his book, Atomic Habits. It is so easy to overestimate the importance of one defining moment and to underestimate the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. So too often we convince ourselves that massive success requires massive action. Whether it is losing weight, building a business, writing a book, winning a championship, or achieving any other goal, we put pressure on ourselves to make some earth-shattering improvement that everyone will talk about. And so that's why when in creating the Tiny Habits Challenge, I chose some habits that you might think, well, what's the point of that? Like drinking more water? Like, can't we all just do that? Or can't we all just get 8 more hours of sleep? Or what's the big deal with just getting protein at one more meal or whatever? They were very tiny habits, hence the name, but they all play a big role in your overall health. And when put together, have a big impact on your overall health. So this week, week 4, we were talking, or the tiny habit for this week was to get daily movement in. So I want to talk about movement in 2 different ways, because movement can be our exercise, right? Our daily exercise. And we know that it is recommended that we get 150 minutes of moderate activity weekly. This will help to ward off chronic diseases. It helps to maintain a healthy weight, and it has also been shown to help with your mental health. But I want to talk about not just your exercise, movement, not just as formal exercise, but movement in other capacities as well, because we know that if you were to do, now I need to preface this because I'm using these figures for math purposes only. So if you were to do a 1-hour workout, remember, we don't need an hour, math purposes only, helps with the math in this equation. If you did a 1-hour workout and you slept for 8 hours, that 1-hour workout is only 4% of your total day, right? So you got another 63%, because we had the 8 hours of sleeping, we got another 63% that aren't covered. So if you have 4% and 63%, if you're only doing something for that 4%, you can see what a small amount of time that 4% is, right? So it's not simply about getting that workout in. Don't get me wrong, that workout is important. Also remember, it doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be, an hour. You don't need an hour, okay? If you have an hour and it's something you enjoy, have at it. That is not what's needed. What is needed is for you to keep moving throughout your day, okay? Because again, it's about that 63%, that larger percentage of the day. What is happening during that percentage of your day? If you're just sitting around the rest of the day, then that 4% is kind of negated, right? Because we've got 63% where there ain't nothing going on. Now, I understand that, you have a job, you're working on your computer all day. This is where we need to find ways to get that movement in without making it formal exercise, right? Because there are going to be days where, hey, I've got time, I can get my 30-minute workout in, I did my strength today. I'm going to get in a nice little walk after work today, whatever it might be. But then there are also days when, wow, life gets in the way, work gets in the way, kids' activities get in the way, weather gets in the way, whatever it might be, right, gets in the way. And it's those days that we want to make sure that we are still getting in some type of movement. What could that be? What does that look like? How do we do that? What this is called, too, remember, it's called NEAT, N-E-A-T, right? Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So it's how our body burns the calories that aren't exercise related. This could be simply doing things such as housework, right? Vacuuming, dusting, all of those things. Who knew, right? Now you might be more likely to do them. If you're a mom, as a young mom, you got a lot of need in because you were chasing your toddlers all over. And then as those kids started to age, you suddenly weren't chasing them anymore, right? And it's right about that time that you may have noticed, whoa, I've put on a few extra pounds. Put the two together. Guess what? It's because you're not moving as much. So the NEAT is actually more important than your formal exercise, because it has been shown that NEAT actually burns more than that cardio you're doing, okay? So the goal is to keep moving throughout the day. Find small times throughout the day that you can get extra movement in. Again, I've talked about this before where we park a little farther. And today it was raining when I went to the store. Wore a raincoat. Just trying to get movement in at any opportunity that presents itself without stressing about it. What's the form of meat that burns the most calories? No. Any type of movement is all equal, it's all good, and it's all important, and it all counts. So don't stress about a certain type or what's the best type or how much do I really need? Focus on just remaining active throughout your day. I'm not saying you add in another 4 exercise classes to your day, but I'm saying that you add in some extra movement throughout your day. In other words, if you are sitting at your computer, try and get up at least an hour, like once an hour. Try to get up. Do a lap around your house, do a lap around your office, whatever it might be. If you have stairs, just go walk up and down them once or twice. Yes, even that simple movement counts. If you're standing in the kitchen heating your lunch, get some squats in. Your kitchen table is right there. You can use those chairs to get in a set of squats. So do some chair squats. And then get some push-ups in on the counter. Think about if you did that every day at lunchtime, if you did 3 sets of 10 squats and 3 sets of 10 push-ups on your counter, right? That's 30 squats and 30 push-ups. If you did that 3 times a week, see what the difference is. Try that for a week. Try that as your additional movement and see what a difference it makes, because it's something that's so small, but it is something that will make a large difference. And this is what I'm saying. See, it didn't have to take a long time. It didn't have to be this big, huge thing. Am I saying you don't need your exercise? Not at all. Still very important, right? We're still trying to ward off those chronic diseases and maintain a healthy weight and prepare our bodies to age successfully. But there's other factors that are also important, and moving throughout the day is very important and often very underrated. So work on getting some movement in throughout the day, remaining active throughout your day, and see what a difference it makes in how you're feeling. It will actually give you more energy because it gets the blood flowing, it gets you going. And you will also notice that you will be burning more calories, but that's not why we're doing it, right? So make it a great week. I will see you next week. Last week's email did not send. I tried to send it 3 times. For some reason, it was not sending. Don't know why, but it wasn't. Apologize for that. So look for your email this week with the Spit News will be in it in case you missed it, want to rewatch it, missed what I said, have a question, let me know, and I will see you for Fit News next week. Make it a great week, ladies.